In a world that never sleeps, everyone is shouting to be heard. We broadcast our lives, desperate for a sliver of attention in an endless digital ocean. We believe that if we stop screaming, we will become invisible. We fear that without the gaze of others, our very existence might simply fade into nothingness. But the more you fight to be noticed, the less people actually see you. Your noise becomes part of the background, a signal lost in the global static. The paradox of the modern age is simple. True presence is not found in volume. It is found in the depth of your silence and your self-assurance. When you stop trying to prove your worth, the world begins to sense a power that doesn't need external validation to exist. You become a mystery. Consider the mountain. It doesn't ask for your approval. It doesn't demand your attention. Yet, its silent majesty forces every eye to look upward. The ocean does not explain its depth, it simply is. This is the power of disappearance, the choice to step out of the race for fleeting relevance. By withdrawing from the noise, you create a vacuum, and the world, by its nature, is drawn to fill that vacuum with curiosity and profound respect. Those who are truly powerful never seek recognition. They understand that their value is inherent, a flame that burns brightly even when no one is watching. They choose to disappear from the ego's competition. In doing so, they cultivate a magnetic pull that no amount of self-promotion could ever possibly achieve. Welcome to the hidden path of the Stoics. Today, we explore why letting go of the need to be seen is the ultimate way to be recognized. We are all actors in a play that never ends. We paint our faces and practice our lines, all for the hope of a brief applause. Every time you seek approval, you hand over a thread of your soul. You become a puppet, dancing to the shifting whims of social expectations. The need for approval is a sickness of the spirit. It makes you a slave to the opinions of people who don't even know themselves well. Epictetus taught us that if you seek your happiness in things outside your control, you will forever be at the mercy of the external world. When you need someone to tell you that you are good, you have given them the power to tell you that you are worthless tomorrow. This is a fragile way to live. Your identity becomes a house of cards, trembling at every cold breeze of criticism or indifference from the crowd. How much energy do we waste trying to look successful, happy, or wise? We spend our lives building a shell while the core remains hollow. Marcus Aurelius asked a haunting question. Will it matter what they say about you when you are dead? Will their praise reach you in the grave? The vanity of the present moment is a trap. We sacrifice our peace for the memory of people who will also be forgotten in time's flow. Stopping the act is the first step toward freedom. It is the realization that you are enough, even if no one else acknowledges your existence. In that silence, the real you begins to breathe. You are no longer a performer. You are a sovereign being, independent of the world's gaze. The Stoics called it the Inner Citadel. It is a place of absolute sanctuary within your own mind, where no external storm can ever reach. To disappear is to retire into this citadel. It is the conscious choice to stop participating in the shallow games of status and prestige. When you walk alone, you are not lonely. You are simply in the company of your own thoughts, building a foundation that doesn't require applause. The Inner Citadel is built through self-reflection. It is the dialogue you have with yourself when the world is finally quiet and still. You define your own values. You decide what is good and what is honorable. You no longer wait for the crowd to give you permission. An identity built on internal principles is unshakable. It cannot be bought with a compliment, and it cannot be destroyed by a cruel insult. This is the disappearance that matters. You vanish from the radar of the ego-driven world because you no longer vibrate at their desperate frequency. Marcus Aurelius wrote his Meditations for himself. never intended for publication. Yet, his private thoughts became a beacon for thousands of years. There is a purity in doing something for the sake of the thing itself. When the audience is gone, only the truth of the work remains. True existence begins when you stop performing. You become a witness to life, rather than a victim of its constant, exhausting social demands. Close the door on the need to be understood. If you understand yourself, you have already found the only witness that truly matters in life. From this internal peace, a new kind of power emerges. It is a quiet authority that others can feel, even if they cannot quite explain it. You are building a fortress of character, and a fortress does not need to announce its presence. Its strength is visible in its silence. There is a terrifying power in a person who needs nothing from you. When you don't need praise, you cannot be manipulated by anyone. Most people are constantly trying to sell themselves. When you stop selling, you become the one thing that money and flattery cannot ever buy. This is the power of not needing. It creates a gravity that pulls people in. They want to know what makes you so incredibly stable. The world is attracted to what it cannot control. By controlling yourself, you become a fixed point in a world of spinning, chaotic variables. Epictetus said, "Wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants." The same applies to social and emotional validation. When you are empty of the desire to be famous, you become full of the power to be yourself. This is true spiritual abundance. Let go of the balloon of your ego. It is a burden that keeps you from seeing the ground you stand on and the truth. The world will try to pull you back. It will try to lure you with likes, comments, and empty titles. But you must remain indifferent. Your internal compass is enough. When you are aligned with your own truth, the opinions of the North, South, East, and West don't matter. Paradoxically, by not needing to be the center of the world, you often find yourself becoming the very center of people's deepest respect. Silence is a language that the wise understand. It speaks of a soul that has found its own home and no longer needs a guest. Be the wolf that doesn't howl for the pack's attention. Be the one who is comfortable in the dark, knowing exactly who they are. One clear note is better than 1,000 discords. Your life, lived with integrity and silence, is that one beautiful, clear, and resonant note. Work in the shadows. Let your excellence be your only spokesperson. A true master never needs to tell you that they are a master. Discipline is the highest form of self-love. It is the work you do when no one is watching, for a reward that no one can see. The obsession with showing the process often destroys the process itself. When you perform your work, you lose the essence of the craft. Stoicism is about the internal victory. It is the quiet triumph of the will over the body and the mind over the desire for ease. A tree does not grow tall by reaching for the sun alone. It grows tall by sending its roots deep into the silent, dark earth. Most of the important work in the universe happens in secret. Your character is built in the moments where you choose the difficult right over easy. Cultivate a private life that is so rich and interesting that the public world feels like a distraction. This is where true genius is born. Patience is the weapon of the strong. To work without immediate results is to trust in the natural law of cause and effect in life. When you stop seeking the spotlight, you realize that the light was always within you. You don't need a stage to shine your own truth. Nature does not hurry, yet everything is accomplished. Your silence is not a lack of action. It is a higher form of focused, creative energy. Every small act, done with excellence and without a need for an audience, is a brick in the wall of your internal, unbreakable fortress. A mind that is not seeking approval is like a still lake. It reflects reality as it is, without the distortions of ego or fear. The world cannot give you what you already have. Once you realize this, You have won the only game that was ever worth playing. Return to the world, but do not be of it. You can walk through the crowd and remain in your citadel. This is true mastery. People will notice. They will see that you are not hungry for their attention. They will see that you are whole, complete, and entirely free. This is the be the mountain mindset. You stand tall, you endure the seasons, and you let the world come to you when it's ready. Start today. Practice disappearing. Stop the urge to post every thought, to share every win, and to explain every single one of your actions. Let your life be a secret for a while. Let your growth happen in the dark. The fruit will be much sweeter when it finally arrives. Don't be afraid of being forgotten. Be afraid of being remembered for someone you never actually were. Authenticity requires the courage to be quiet. The greatest respect is not found in a like or a comment. It is found in the way people act when they are around you. When you are grounded, the world feels your weight. You become a pillar that others can lean on because you have found your own strength. Stop proving. Start being. The world is tired of noise. It is hungry for the substance that only a quiet, disciplined life can provide. Remember, the things that last are the things that don't need to shout. Your character is your legacy. Build it in the silence. Find your inner citadel. Retire into your own soul. And let the world wonder about the source of your incredible, unshakable, and deep peace. True power is not being seen. True power is being so comfortable in your own skin that you no longer care if you are seen. Be that light. Constant. Silent. Unshakable. The world will find its way to you, not because you called, but because you are there. Peace is the highest form of power. Silence is the highest form of presence. Disappear into yourself and let the truth be your only witness.